So guys, before we get into the videos I've got for you, let's quickly take a look at some of these headlines. This one says, breaking. Kidnappers have demanded a total ransom of 450 million naira for the release of Kwara traditional ruler, his son, and other abducted residents of Ife-Lodun local government area of the state. The abductors are demanding 150 million for the release of the Oniwu of Alaf, Aifin, Oba Simon Olaonipekun, and his sons. You know, his son is a 7th member of the National Youth Service Corps. So guys, you can see the kind of Nigeria we are in. Don't forget that ISWAP declared convert to Islam or you buy, convert to Islam or you die. That's what they said. And they said, if they eventually not kill you, that you'll be mandated to keep paying taxes to them, meaning you be their slave. You work, get the money, and pay it to them. A whole lot is happening, guys. What is happening in Nigeria is unbelievable. Now, the Nigerian military has come out to say, this headline says, Nigerian military begs Sokoto residents to return explosive material taken from the site of the United States Christmas Day airstrike. So, guys, this tells you we don't have leadership in this country. Do you know, after Trump struck the hideouts of these terrorists, the Nigerian military did not even go there to, you know, get the remains of these bombs and whatever they used for those airstrikes. They didn't bother to go there until we saw this headline that says that, northern youths discover fragments of the explosives that were used, the bomb that was used by the United States. And now the Nigerian military is begging them, please return it to us. Return it to us. Can you imagine that? So guys, somebody actually tweeted and said, if Nigeria is a working country, that the military was supposed to go there immediately after that airstrike, you know, secure that environment, calm down the citizens, tell them they shouldn't panic, and then they'll pick up all the remains. You know, these things they are very harmful. The military was supposed to have secured that place, but the military didn't move an inch until they now started seeing this northerners. You can see this, the video. You can see them. They couldn't even lift this. I don't know if it's the head of the bomb that you call this one or whatever. And now the military is begging the police return it to us. Now, see, this headline says, just in, the Nigerian military appeals to Sokoto state residents to return explosive material taken from the sites of the U.S. Christmas Day airstrike. So, guys, that tells you the lapses in our system. I mean, there are a lot of lapses. Now, we've been complaining that Tinubu is not in the country. Akpabio is said to have traveled to the UK. I don't know if he's back. But see, this headline says, Tinubu support group distributes rice, noodle, others to poor Nigerians in Adamawa ahead of 2027 elections. So you can see, if we are in a sane country, is INEC not supposed to caution Tinubu for this early campaign? We have seen Gary that was packaged the other day in Lagos that was to be shared to people having Tinubu's face. We are even hearing that Tinubu's face is all over the places in Morocco. They've already started campaigning. But to give Nigerians just little security is very difficult for these people. So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country. Now, you must have heard that terrorists attack Kanu community. They bite a soldier, civilian, Russell Castle. That's to tell you that everywhere from Kanu to, I mean, all over the places. Now, there is this headline too talking about an American that came all the way from the United States to come and rebuild some homes. You know, some of the places that have been destroyed by these terrorists. Like you can see, this headline says, all the way from the United States, Alex Babil arrived in Yelewata community, Guma local government area, Benue State. Okay, Benue State, Nigeria, and started building new homes and renovating those destroyed in attacks by Fulani herdsmen. Through his organization, Building Zion, Alex is restoring hope and opening new opportunities for the victims of these tragic events in Yelewata, Guma local government, Benue State. This is truly commendable and impactful effect in the service to humanity, a genuine expression of compassion. So this is Alex, like you can see his photo here. Look at some of the buildings, that he's already helping them to like renovate and all that. So guys, this is really a welcome development. It will shock you to know that many schools have been shut down. Many schools, churches have all been shut down in Benue State, and we have a reverend father who even came out denying the genocide because of politics. You know, this man, you saw the attack that just happened some few days ago during the Christmas Eve. In Benue State, they killed so many people. These people, they not come during the Christmas. They now shifted it to New Year. New Year Eve was another bloody Eve. I mean, in so many places in the Middle Belt, they really suffered heavy attack. Even ISWAP had to attack Adamawa community. Kebbi State was under siege. And then you go to Benue State, you go to Plateau State, they experience a whole lot of attack. Don't even talk about Castina. These are places that are dominantly Christian people living there. You know, these are the places they are invading and telling them, convert to Islam or you die. You now wonder, why are the northerners not talking to their people? Why are the imams not preaching the right messages to their people? Why are they forcing people to even convert or you die? Can you imagine such a statement? Now, it will shock you. This video I'm going to share with you is a very short video, but take a look at a Muslim saying if you convert from Islam to Christianity, that Sharia law demands that you be killed. This is what the terrorists in Nigeria are following. Now, this video was shot in the United States. That's to tell you that these people are all over the places. Just take your time, watch this video and other videos I've got for you, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
I asked you.
Let me finish.
I asked you to believe I should be killed today.
And I answered you, sir.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
I think you said yes.
You want me to
Yeah,
I said.
yeah, you answered me.
in a proper Islamic jurisdiction, an Islamic nation, all of the laws of Islam and the Sharia as revealed by God should be applied.
So if we were in that kind of state, would you do it?
Including
I'm not the one that
with
executes
proper due process, with a proper court hearing, just like any nation of laws. The laws of the Sharia should be applied, including the death penalty for not only apostates, but also blasphemers.
You didn't answer me, yes or no?
We did answer.
Yes,
you.
we did answer.
Yeah, so I should be killed.
We did answer.
I deserve to be killed because I left Islam and became a Christian.
According to Islamic law, an apostate like you would be killed, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And according
Still journalists hang out. BKO, airstrikes neutralized 30 terrorists gathered for a wedding in Zamfara State. But emphasis on the wedding. That's intelligence.
Yes.
Good intelligence, isn't it?
You know, those boys overreach themselves sometimes. You see some of their guests, to be the beautiful guests that they parade. They too, they are coming on social media now. You see videos. Have you not seen bandits showing even the ransom that they were paid?
Yes.
So increasingly they do these weddings, you know, and all that. So I guess they got actionable intelligence that they were going to do a wedding. So they just went there and dropped a weapon on them. Just we don't need to waste too much.
Absolutely.
These thing bombs on this. We just drop a few rockets. It will do the job. But bombs are very expensive now. Some bombs are about you buy them for about 8,000 euros. It's a lot of money.
Wow.
You know, just to kill a bunch of idiots. It doesn't really make any sense. I am happy because that area is along the border with Kaduna.
Okay.
It's Safi local government. It's my friend Nora's local government, but it's in Zamfara State.
Okay.
So you can see they came from places like Ankara and Katsina, you know, and some other parts of Zamfara as well. Paskari, also in Katsina. Bandits are running rampant in those areas. Yes.
Okay.
So they came, converged for the wedding, and the birds dropped some excrement on them. So kudos to the Air Force, because we need to deal with these people. And if we continue with the intensity, you see that they will start calling for amnesty again. That's what Bello Tuji does. Anytime you see Bello Tuji talking about amnesty, it's because he's feeling the heat. You know, so our people should not listen to him. He can do peace deals,
return
and piecemeal with people. Generally, they should not listen to him. They should just sustain the momentum so that we get we'll smoke these people out completely. Well, I know it's difficult because it's now a big business. Look at Kwara now. Before now, Kwara was totally safe for bandits. So there is a bandit group, the Mahmudawa, who have now moved into
Kwara.
That place along the border with
Niger.
This Barutin people.
Okay.
Yes, you know, it's also close to Niger State, the Bogu area of Niger.
Okay, Bogu area. Okay.
Yes, which used to be part of Kwara. Those guys are occupying that area now. You cannot, they determine when you fell trees. They take money from you for felling trees. You pay them to go to markets.
For farming.
Sometimes they arrest the Muslim clerics and tell them that they are not preaching proper Islam. So these guys, it's just unfortunate the way these boys are overreaching themselves.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
I mean, what impact is this operation, expected to have on the security situation in Zamfara and, the other north and the neighboring states?
It's just to tell them that Nigeria wants them to do more. Go this trajectory, go this way, and everybody will begin to, to clap for the Nigerian military. We've suffered for too long, in the hands of Boko Haram, bandits, terrorists, all of that.
Do you think there should be a follow-up ground operation, to clear the remnants, to stop them from regrouping?
That's a difficult thing because if you know the landmass we are talking about and the numerical strength of our security forces is not, that's not the only place they can put everybody on. So what they should show them that if you have intelligence and work on them, believe me, most of your efforts will not be wasted. You can be in the bush ransacking. It's a large expanse of land, but through intelligence, through technology, a lot can be done. This one that was done was aided by technology and intelligence. So when you have intelligence and you use precision technology as was done here, that is the kind of thing we want. Eat these bandits in the way they can never recover.
I mean, it's a wedding, so it was precise, like precision.
Yes, that's the kind. So, and I think it will boost the morale of the, security forces, involved in the operation. And if you do this in Kwara, you do this in Niger, you do this in Zamfara, you do it. By the time we're having it, as we move to the general elections in 2027, we may not even need to go to the IDPs to seek people to come and vote. Maybe people will be not to go back to their ancestral homes.
Absolutely.
That's what we want, not a situation whereby we say we are looking for this, we are looking for... Nigeria has the capability to destroy the criminal. Yes. The Nigerian military can do it, and not only the military, all other security forces can join hands. Not only by all of them going to the bush, no, even in intelligence.
Exactly.
There is the DSS,
I believe they are in every local government.
The military, the police, with enough intelligence to the right thing. And when you hit the criminals in areas where, everybody will be happy.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's also good work from the NSA. Just recently came up with pictures of people.
Yes, they killed a lot of the bandit leaders. But just like it happens with these terrorist groups, as you kill their leaders, others emerge.
Kill one.
Even when people talk about Bello Tuji, Bello Tuji is not the most dangerous bandit. I've always said that. Not even in the area where he is.
The NSA has said that many times.
So even if we take him out,
the NSA always refer to him like a social media kind of.
Yes, others don't really.
They are the deadliest.
Yes.
The deadliest
people
ones
are
don't make noise.
they are not interested in social media. You don't see them.
They are the deadliest ones don't make noise.
They are not interested in social media. But this one, because of his social media presence, the other day he killed one of these volunteers, and he posted it. Others don't do that, and they are deadlier than him. Deadlier. So you kill Bello Tuji, it's not the end of the world. You discover that there are others who are even more dangerous.
It's a good one that intelligence is improving, that it's a wedding and they actually hit the bullseye.
Yes, that's what matters most.
It matters.
And you can see even their post-operation examination showed the extent of damage.
Exactly.
And they can report that, yes, these guys made their Waterloo.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want to see, so that our people can freely move around and go to their farms as much as they like.
Exactly.
You know now these boys will sometimes even order people to farm for them. They have farms too.
They have farms?
Yes, they'll use people as slaves to work on their farms.
Anger and grief have engulfed communities in Plateau State following the killing of 9 people during a crossover night attack on Chigwi village in just south local government area. Terrorists stormed the predominantly Christian community on Wednesday night during crossover service, killing men, women and children between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Community leaders have accused security agencies of abandoning the area despite repeated warnings and previous attacks, with some residents describing the pattern of killings as a Christian genocide.
The incident that happened yesterday night is a confirmation of Christian genocide in Nigeria and Plateau State in particular. Because the village in Buhum, all are members and a Christian community. There's no pagan, there's no Muslim. And what is the reason of attack? It's not a grazing issue, it's not communal clashes, but it's a genocide. I would urge the media, please tell our story as it is.
Well, on social media, Nigerians have expressed outrage over the timing of the attack, questioning how gunmen could operate freely during a major religious celebration. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced that Israel is developing a formal agenda to support and protect Christian communities in Nigeria, which he says are under siege by radical Islamist forces. Speaking at a meeting with evangelical leaders in Florida, Netanyahu characterized the violence against Nigerian Christians as part of a global battle against Judeo-Christian tradition led by radical Shiite and Sunni groups. He positioned Israel as the only nation with the commitment and capacity to truly defend Christians, pledging to provide intelligence and strategic assistance to ensure these communities survive and thrive.
So I want you to know that I spoke with President Trump yesterday. I said this publicly too. I see the battle against us and the battle against our Judeo-Christian tradition. And we are conscious of the fact that Christians are being persecuted across the Middle East, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Nigeria, in Turkey, and beyond. Beleaguered communities who deserve our help. Just as you are helping us, we want to help back. And we're capable of doing that. In Africa with intel, in the Middle East with a lot of means that I won't itemize each one. But this is what our agenda is. It's the main part of our agenda, and it's going to continue with greater force and greater might in this coming year.
Well, Israel has now become the only nation to publicly side with the U.S., with Netanyahu framing the protection of Nigerian Christians as a central pillar of his international agenda. Well, in Adamawa State, we're getting reports that the terrorist group ISWAP has burned down a Christian village, threatening residents to convert to Islam or die. Security analyst Brian Phillip disclosed the attack on Thursday after the terror group released images showing the village in flames, alongside a statement declaring that all Christians in Nigeria are legitimate targets. According to the statement, residents can spare their blood by converting to Islam or pay tax to ISWAP. ISWAP had launched a series of attacks on Christian villages in the region in apparent retaliation to the U.S. airstrikes in Sokoto. In one attack, over 50 houses were reportedly burned in the village of Higa. Before this attack, the terrorist group reportedly raided another Christian village, killing 11, destroying a church and over 100 houses. I mean, this incident, Rufai, has raised concerns about the safety of Christian communities in the area, with some questioning whether the military strikes on Christmas Eve have provoked further violence rather than deterred it. But, I'll take this reaction. Reacting to the report, U.S. Congressman Riley Moore condemned the attacks in a post on X, stating that the violence against Christians in Nigeria is clear persecution for their faith in Jesus Christ. He wrote, If there were any remaining doubts that Christians in Nigeria are being targeted for their faith in Jesus Christ, this should end that debate. This isn't about land usage, climate change, or any other argument the left wants to make. This is persecution of our brothers and sisters for their faith in Christ. Plain and simple, ISIS is telling Christians they have an opportunity to spare their blood if they convert. Our brothers and sisters will not bend the knee to anyone but our Lord and Savior, though. Thankfully, the President of the United States is continuing to work in cooperation with the Nigerian government to stop these Islamic radicals and defend our brothers and sisters in Christ. I mean, we saw this report from Adamawa State. I was quite alarmed when I saw that actual report. I'd like your comment on that actual report before I take this reaction, Rufai.
Pure and simple, we've spoken about it over and over again. It is what it is. It is Christian genocide full throttle. And Oji, there's a pattern. You remember, I think, was it last year, here before last, where you had the just killings around Christmas period? That was one pattern. Then now, you've had killings since then, and now you're having this. For Sheikh Gumi, like I said, I, Rufai Hosseini, saw on TV a dead man's face. Because Sheikh Gumi is fond of propagating the narrative that this is a case of empty coffins. So for Sheikh Gumi, I saw a dead man's face. I saw his face on TV. Mm-hmm. He was dead. So this is not about empty coffins again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And we cannot mitigate the sufferings of people. But the last clarion call I would like to make is to the government. Yes, America has started to help. They've put some bomb in. Netanyahu was speaking to a Christian group. Obviously, you know he wants to amplify this narrative because of also the favors he also wants to get from Trump. But isn't it a shame that we have not been able to nip this in the bud for a while? So for all of those that praise the government because of hypocrisy, probably watching my benefit and pecuniary gains, is it a shame that this is happening in our country and people cannot protect our people? So we'd like to call on the government. Double efforts. Look at what's happening in Ondo. Look at what's also happening in Kwara. Look at the other day, you took a story about some women protesting because of the case of insecurity in Kwara.
Yes.
We must stop this now.
All right. All right. Well, I'd like, a sum up of the story, Dr. Abati. Before I come to you, I'll take this one. Meanwhile, a suicide bomber identified as Ibrahim Mohammed made headlines this week after revealing rare insight into how he was paid up to 100,000 naira to detonate bombs in Maiduguri, including the Gambaru Market Mosque attack that killed 5 people and injured dozens or more on Christmas Eve. In a video released on Wednesday, the terrorist revealed that he came to Maiduguri with 2 IEDs to target the mosque under instructions from Boko Haram commanders Adamu and Abubakar. He admitted the operatives planted explosives after a set of prayers and timed the detonation of the bomb for another set of prayers. When worshippers had gathered, in a disturbing twist, Mohammed confessed that he returned to the bombing scene, pretending to be a civilian helper, assisting in evacuating casualties. He also expressed regret, stating, and I quote, "I regret my action for killing innocent people who did not commit any crime." And we're seeing this story. Mohammed also revealed that suicide bombing has become a paid assignment within the terror network, with operatives receiving between 70,000 naira to 100,000 naira per mission. Mohammed was part of a larger terror cell planning multiple attacks across the northeast. This story, I believe he was arrested in Yobe State. And we're seeing a new trend now with these terrorists. I mean, terrorists have not been known to go in to detonate bombs. We've been seeing, people, setting churches or mosques ablaze. But this sort of attack is quite worrying at this moment, Dr. Bat. Yes, and now this is, so first we took a story about ISWAP and now we're taking a story about Boko Haram. I also want you to touch on the Play 2 story as well.
Okay, it is as follows in my view. That young man, Mohammed, very young man, he should be in school.
Yes.
and yet he's now been engaged as a suicide bomber, and he thinks that it is an important vocation. The tragedy of it is that, one, there are many like him who are supposed to be in school, who are out of school, and who are being recruited by those who are agents and architects of terror, and who are causing problems not just for Nigeria, but for the entire world, by the very nature of their evil acts. Number two is that this particular gentleman or young man is not alone. There are others. He said his accomplice, Adamu, that he died because that was the one that went to the mosque in the Gamburu market. There are probably thousands of such young men who are being used as cannon fodder, as agents to perpetrate evil. And that is what makes this insecurity problem in Nigeria even far more serious. Now, I saw a transcript of his interrogation. Now, the person interrogating him should have focused more on his accomplices, on his sponsors. He just mentioned two names, but are the authorities making use of that open intelligence?
I hope they are.
To find out who are these people, how extensive is the network. More so, as he pointed out, that they are planning more attacks.
Correct.
Now, you will have expected that when there was that Christmas Day attack in parts of Sokoto State by the Americans with their Tomahawk missiles, that will serve as some kind of deterrence. But what we have seen is that it will appear that the terrorists have not been deterred in any way. Instead, they have relocated to another part. And that's why I make the point that whether it is in the northeast or the northwest or in the north central, in Plateau, the indication is that whether it is people being killed in Chingui, a village in Plateau State, or in any other part, is that this battle has not been won yet. And it's not a battle that the Nigerian government can say, oh, America knows everything. America will know, America will help us, and then the Nigerian government will relax. No. There should be greater intensification of efforts on the part of the Nigerian government. Which then takes me very quickly to the situation in Plateau. Governor Muswang, he has now deported. He has declared his deportation to APC and also his resignation from the PDP. I think in Plateau in particular, the major task, as an individual, he can make his own choice, but he should not make blood-soaked defections. He too, as a man who is there in Plateau State, should realize that there is a lot to still be done. As for Congressman Riley Moore, he's continuing with the basic narrative of US saying, oh, there's persecution of Christians in Nigeria. I keep repeating the point, which the US delegation realized after his second visit, that it's not just Christians that are being persecuted, that Nigerians are victims generally. And the task of ensuring safety of everybody in cooperation with the Nigerian government, which the Nigerian government continues to stress, it's a task that must be done, not just in Nigeria's interest, but also in the collective interest of humanity. Because what we are facing is assault against all those values that make us human.
We're seeing pockets of story. People in Plateau State claim there is Christian genocide because that was a predominantly Christian community. We're also hearing stories from ISWAP targeting Christians as well. And so totally, I believe Riley Moore is on point when he says that this is persecution of Christians. But also, the fact is, like we have read the story about this young boy who actually went into a mosque, and this is a Muslim community, and detonated a bomb. So we are facing a real crisis here in Nigeria. Well, we'll continue to follow up on it. And now we hear that Benjamin Netanyahu is pledging full support for this sort of... Well, I mean, I believe that, everyone has a right to their own international policies as well. Well, here in Lagos, we bring you a heartbreaking update on the three brothers who had been missing for a week after a building said to be associated with Great Nigeria Insurance collapsed due to a fire. We're now learning that the three brothers, Steve Omatu, Kenechukwu Omatu, and Kashmir Omatu, who were trapped in the building, have died. despite pleas from their family and associates for the state government to rescue them from the building's rubble. The fire had begun on the building's 4th floor before gradually spreading across the building located in Balogun Market. In a post on social media, their sister stated that the brothers' decision to thoroughly collect all their belongings from their shop when the fire broke out is what ultimately led to their demise. Well, may their souls rest in peace, Ayom. And this comes as the Lagos state government on Tuesday ordered all residents and businesses around the building to leave the area immediately, stating that experts warned against the danger to lives within 100 meters radius of the site. Meanwhile, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is expected to revisit the scene of the building collapse today, while the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency also opened a help desk to the site to address concerns over people reportedly missing after the fire. This is such a sad incident, Ayo. We did take this story and we saw that the Lagos State Governor actually went there to visit, but we saw that it took a week, more than a week, before we heard the story about these boys dying.
It's sad. I wish we were coming back to report a better story around the 3 boys. To lose 3 sons from one family is beyond disastrous. I cannot imagine the grief that they're going through, as well as the grief that many families who had family members in the GNI building are going through currently. A number of things have come out. Yes, people have praised the efforts of the Lagos State Governor and the Lagos State Emergency Response LASEMA agency. However, I see a few things that we're not yet getting right when it comes to public safety, health and safety, general health and safety, and emergency response. I say this because Balogun Market is notorious for fires, and disasters can happen in places like this. It is what we do, number one, how to prevent them from happening, and number two, when eventualities like this happen, what we can do to minimize casualties. That's where we should now begin to focus, and hopefully, not just Lagos State, but across Nigeria, we can take lessons from, so that we don't have the extent of this disaster. Number one is that people who are in buildings like this, it was a 25-story building, ought to understand fire drills and what to do in the event of an emergency. That the boys went back to get their belongings. Usually what you're told is that when a fire happens, leave the building, leave everything and just run out to save your life. And so maybe, when you think of the amount of money they would have imagined would be lost, they wanted to save. This is just a message out there. Where you have an emergency, your life is number one first. Please save your life. Number two is that there should be exit points, fire exit points in cases of emergencies for buildings, public buildings, or generally buildings around Nigeria. I'm not sure to what extent that is enforced. There should be a risk register and risk management procedure that everybody that occupies the building should be aware of. The other thing with emergency rescue was that some people said that the people who came to evacuate or rescue people were very lackadaisical in their attitude. There was no sense of urgency. And so that's another thing, to an attitudinal behavioral change that we need to look at when it comes to human life, sanctity of human life in Nigeria, and also responding to emergency situations. Beyond that as well would then be, when it comes to public buildings like that, to ensure that once a building it gets to that point, the fire drill happens, it's cordoned so that we minimize effect on other buildings, and that we get information on time. Again, our condolences. It's a very sad story, and I'm hoping that I hear that there's still some bodies being, in fact, they said that it was ashes they buried. They didn't have, murdered. Let them be able to give their families the honor of burying, through DNA testing of some of these, remaining parts. But very sad story. Condolences to the governor. Condolences to the family members who have lost their loved ones.
You are calling for enforcement of safety and building codes.
All right, condolences to the governor and the family members that lost 3 brothers at this moment. It's a really sad situation. But I want to say that the Lagos State government has urged people that are in that area, I want to reiterate that point, that they should leave because the building is at risk of collapse at this moment. So ordering the demolition. So please, people around there have to leave at this moment. Our hearts goes out to these families, these young boys that have just died needlessly. May their souls rest in peace. Meanwhile, the Ogun State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of the driver involved in the deadly crash that killed two of heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua's associates on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Police spokesperson Oluseyi Babasheyi disclosed on Thursday that the driver of the Lexus SUV, identified as 47-year-old Kayode Adeniyi, is currently in custody. Adeniyi, who was reportedly a longtime member of Joshua's logistics team, is being held as investigations continue to determine both the immediate and remote causes of the crash. Well, in a joint statement, the Lagos and Ogun state governments confirmed that Joshua has been discharged from the hospital and is recuperating at home, describing him as heavy-hearted over the loss of his close friends and colleagues. Meanwhile, tragic footage circulating on social media shows the repatriation of the bodies of the two victims from what appears to be an airport or cargo facility. The victims have since been identified as 36-year-old Ayodele Kelvin Olu and 36-year-old Sheena Gambi, both of whom died when the SUV violently collided with a stationary truck on Monday. The bodies are being returned to their families for burial. May their souls rest in peace. I was hearing you say you wanted to say something about the Lagos story as well.
I wanted to say something, and I'll tie it to this.
Yes.
See, Audrey, I mean, great point you made, Dr. Abati. The truth is, it will happen again.
The building collapse.
Yeah. You know why? All these years, I think this year we had another fire that killed people like that, right? What did we learn from that fire?
Balogun Market.
Balogun Market.
Yeah.
Notorious for that.
What did we learn from that? We learned nothing. It will happen again, Audrey, because culture will eat strategy for breakfast. It's just like the Anthony Joshua case too. Yes, we've been able to clarify the fact that it was not bad road and all of that. But please, I want to ask a question this morning. How many drivers in this country have a copy of the highway code? Or have even seen a copy of the highway code? See, how many people do a driving test before they are allowed to drive a car? Is it not in this country where people can get driver's license anywhere? Is it not the same in this country? So how many people have safety precautions being taken? Secondly, let's even go one step further. How many parts of this expressway have speed monitors and things like that? I mean, I think save for only Third Mainland Bridge, where you have speed cameras and all. So all of these things we are talking about.
Parts, Lagos State.
And maybe save for Lagos.
Ozumba, in Ikeja, you have...
all of these things will happen again because culture will eat strategy for breakfast. We are just couple of months close to another disaster, and I'm not being vindictive. No. See, that's what annoys me. I pray it will not happen. We not cut it.
Well, they're listening to you, Rufai. So in essence, you're saying they should fix it.
That's just it. When we fix it,
speed bumps and all of that,
you know,
and make sure that there's all these preventative measures put in place to prevent these
trucks that are parked on the road. In fact, I heard that it took a while, even after the accident, for the truck to be taken off the expressway. We need to do something about that. Yesterday, I still saw trucks on the road being parked, and any vehicle, even if you're not speeding, could have easily hit one of the trucks. So those road and safety.
My heart sank when I saw the casket of Anthony Joshua's friends, returning home. But thank God, our heavyweight champion is home and recuperating. We pray for the repose of his friends' souls, and we hope that this tragedy will not, change. I mean, I know it will. It has definitely changed his life at this point. Now, the Lagos state government is going to the building today, so we hope we get more reports from that tragic incident that happened in Lagos. Again, may the three brothers, may their souls rest in peace. I don't want the stories to be all bad news, so can we take some more light-hearted stories? Well, Senate President Godswill Akpabio's announcement that he's withdrawing all defamation lawsuits against critics has been met with mixed reactions on social media. Speaking at the Sacred Heart Parish in Uyo on Thursday, Akpabio revealed that he had filed nearly 9 lawsuits against individuals he accused of defaming his name, but was moved by a priest's New Year sermon on peace and forgiveness to drop all cases. Let's take a look.
I had almost 9 cases in court against some individuals, against people who defamed me, who lied against me, who slandered my name and all. But listening to the priest, I suddenly realized he was talking to me. So I hereby direct my solicitors to withdraw all lawsuits against them. My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to join me to do what the priest has advised through the word of God, that you should put your trust in God. My message is that with God's doing today, for the love that God has shown the world, that through the intercession of our dear Mother Mary, the Mother of Christ, all insecurity in Nigeria will end in 2026.
Well, Dr. Abati, this announcement generated praise from some users on social media, with some saying that the Senate President's gesture was a positive way to start the new year, while others questioned whether all 9 cases involved legitimate defamation or criticism of public conduct. I'll take Nuhu's post on X. He wrote, "It's commendable to embrace reconciliation. Let this be a lesson that dialogue and humility achieve more than prolonged litigation." Dr. Abati has dropped all cases. I mean, I don't know how that works, but go ahead.
I think it's symbolic that the Senate President was speaking at a mass at the Sacred Heart Church in Uyo. And if you look at the occasion, I don't know that the passage that the father, the pastor used, but in terms of setting, in the Bible, after all, we're told in Matthew chapter 6, verses 14 to 15, that we as human beings should forgive those who have sinned against us, so that our Father in heaven can also forgive your sins. Yes. If you leave chapter 6, you go to chapter 14 of Matthew 14, 21 to 22. Our Lord Jesus Christ told Peter that you don't forgive 7 times. You forgive those who have sinned against you 77 times. 70 times 70 times 7. And if you go to Ephesians,
on the table.
if you go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 23, we are also told in the Bible that we should forgive those who have sinned against us. So, so the setting is most appropriate. So the beneficiaries of this will be Joy Nunia, who had an issue, NDDC, will be Senator Natasha Akpoti, who also had issues, and then the others that he did not immediately name. So I think in the spirit of the season, it is good to see reconciliation and to see that his lawyers will act accordingly, and that the Senate President will continue to show good example by forgiving those who have sinned against him, as our Lord Jesus Christ has
I don't know why Rufai is coughing. I don't understand. Rufai, are you okay? Can you have some water? Wait, hold on. Why are you coughing, Rufai? But
you know my cough is a cough.
I don't know.
He called a who is a cough of
but now that he has dropped the case, but there are still cases against him in court, correct? Is that how that?
Maybe you should invite the people that have cases against him to that
church, so they can drop him. Yeah, all right.
If they want to, it's their prerogative.
Well, okay, it's good.
But he has acted like a true Christian, following the teachings of the Bible.
1 second.
Dr. Abati, let them listen to this sermon by Dr. Abati. They might just change their mind and forgive those who have sinned against them.
You people are the problem with religion in this country.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Rufai, how?
You say the quotations from the
no, I'm
from
not,
the Holy Book.
I'm not tampering. You
incorrect.
Are the problem.
No.
How now?
With due respect, they must tell us what orchestrated the fog. I don't think it's a priest. Is it today? Dr. Abati, please, with due respect, is it today priests have been preaching? I think there's something deeper.
All right.
The sad part of all of this is we will never get to see evidence that we still expect Natasha to bring forward as regards the allegations. We can't just sweep things under the carpet and people do political deals at the back and say, sins are forgiven. Just like, why didn't they forgive on day one?
Senator, Natasha, can I just add to that?
Let's keep deceiving ourselves.
There's something called New Year resolution. Maybe that's what his New Year resolution is. Reconciliation.
One day. Yes. One day.
Okay, this is good news.
One day. See the light.
We call it good news.
Good news.
So guys, it's New Year, but this New Year has been filled with so many, ups and downs, especially as regards to security related issues in Nigeria. And for the fact that Tinubu himself is not also in Nigeria, that has even complicated the whole thing, because it appears there is no leadership in place. But one might even argue that even if Tinubu is around, does it make any difference? It doesn't, because he hardly comes out to talk to us. He doesn't talk to us. And many people are not a kind of bombarding the Tinubu's government to come out and do the right thing they have to do. And that is why we are seeing all these things happening in Nigeria today. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to be taking you through some of the headlines that people have been reacting to. There've been a whole lot going on in the country, especially considering the fact that many people are not happy that Tinubu left Nigeria, and the Islamic terrorists are demanding that Nigerians convert to Islam or die. Islam is now by force. When they come, they tell you that, oh, Nigeria is not an Islamic nation, but you have Islamic inscriptions on a military logo, you have it on the Naira, you have it everywhere. So tell me why Nigerians should just keep quiet until what has happened has happened. Now, Reverend Dachimo names terrorist zone in Plateau State for President Donald Trump to consider. This is Reverend's Dachimo is saying that Trump should really come to their aid, that is it. And then there's this video of Buala Dane talking about Tinubu did not build Lagos. Tinubu never built Lagos. He only collected tax. Buala Dane. So that is Buala Dane. So guys, like you can see that this is a video by Buala Dane talking about Tinubu did not build Lagos. And he made this video years back before he now joined the Tinubu's camp. Let's see how Nigerians are reacting. This person said, thank God for social media, internet, no the lie. Let me search Reno videos against Tinubu. Now tell me how Nigeria will be good. Make them divide Nigeria. Everybody go their way. Primary Igbos business and few other tribes business is burnt down in Lagos, and they will still want to be one Nigeria. Today he is singing Tinubu's praise. So they all know bad things about him, and they said rubbish of his character. And he, Tinubu, silenced their voices with political appointment. And then he went ahead to say, Bola Tinubu administration was powered by propaganda and illusion. And illusion is being exposed. So guys, Bola Dane finished Tinubu here. You are lying, sir. His people said he built Lagos for them. How can you say he didn't build Lagos? Would his tribe be lying about that? And currently he is building the 36 states now. And this person, Mumu Buala, is all over place, licking Tinubu's anus now because of money. What lesbian? God. And he is doing the same in Nigeria. Buala Dane Baba. What the truth was simple and organic. When the truth was simple and organic. Hey, when the truth was simple and organic, honestly. When the truth was simple and organic. This should tell you Tinubu is a man with a large heart. That's why he signed a fraudulent tax law as well. And this person, you are telling lies and you are not, and you are a liar. Stop misleading people. And this one there says Flip-Floppers Association of Drug Proceeds Forfeiters Gang. You know, go get it. he no get waiting Boala, no talk. Very shameless man. What do I gain if I no retweet? No be lie now. No be lie now. Where is the Boala's nonsense? Tinubu have you seen this? So guys, this was Boala Daniel when the truth, this man said that when the truth was still organic, you know, when the truth was still simple and organic. Hey, this one is powerful. So guys, this is a video talking about Boala Daniel. The moment he said Tinubu never built Lagos, or those who claim Tinubu built Lagos, he's saying that no, Tinubu never built Lagos. You know, Tinubu did not build Lagos. He only collected taxes using alphabet. I don't know the money that Tinubu has. Hey, this man has created generational wealth. Now, this man says every sensible Nigerian should stand with Venezuela because this is a test run for what's lined up for your country. The U.S. must not be allowed to bully weaker states. This man says everybody should stand with Venezuela. Can you imagine? Okay. Now, there's also this video of the former governor of Ebonyi State saying there is no country like Nigeria when it comes to opportunities. Some Nigerians living abroad obey rules and traffic laws over there, but when they return home, they abandon those same practices. If they put in the same level of hard work in Nigeria as they do abroad, they would succeed even more 100 times better than overseas. That's yeah. Okay, many Nigerians actually want to come home. Where is the insecurity? You know, where is the security? Okay, let's see how Nigerians are reacting. Criminal, all your children, they UK. You see, his children are in the UK studying, and he's here telling Nigerians to stay back home. Hey, guys, what are we not going to see? Is there law in Nigeria? Does he obey the said law either? And this person, but your children living abroad, go school in abroad, useless people. Can you imagine? His children are in abroad, go school in abroad, and you are telling Nigerians that they should stay home. Government policies are killing and driving away SMEs, while the workers' monthly salaries can't even buy a bag of rice. So, Oga Minister, which opportunities are you talking about? David Umahi, you would have been in jail if you are a politician in the same abroad you try using to gaslight Nigerians. Politicians abroad are accountable to their citizens because they know the power belongs to the citizens. What about your politicians here in Nigeria? I think this one is powerful. Even had to tag David Umahi. This man say idiots obey rules abroad and admire what their fellow human beings build abroad. Yet, when they come home as leaders in Nigeria, they loot, lie, kill, maim, destroy. Their kids school abroad because everything they touch in Nigeria, they steal. They refuse to build. Oh, Baba. So guys, this one is a bombshell. And this one says a criminal. Of course, there is opportunity for criminals from abroad because Nigeria under Tinubu, Eleribu is a criminal heaven. And even at that, as long as you are a criminal abroad, you have every opportunity to be governor, senator, or even minister if Nigeria treats a criminal the way China and other countries abroad do. Nigeria will not have the set of charlatans in power in this current maladministration. Not even the legitimate president will smear anywhere close power. I think this makes sense, you know. This really makes sense. So this man said, doesn't this show you how shallow-minded Umahi is? Put a statement in context and you will see how disconnected from reality these crooks are. Does any Nigeria have the same enabling environment to foster success and innovation? Are the basic infrastructures even there Certainly not. So guys, and this person here said this man should focus on his job. The condition of major roads in Nigeria are terrible and disgraceful in disgraceful condition. Rating him and the government he is serving on the basis shows he failed the people woefully. Rating him and the government he is serving on that basis shows they have failed the people woefully. And this person said, before you say there are more opportunities in Nigeria, ask yourself if those opportunities are for people like you. NNPC, CBN, LNG are constantly recruiting, but just not people like you. Compare your classmates abroad and Nigerians and tell yourself the truth honestly. The big companies are recruiting children of politicians who are already in the world. How many civilians in Nigeria can afford a brand new car, not fairly used, only build duplex with their own salary? Also build duplexes or duplex with their own salary. Can a police officer in Nigeria, including military, afford to build duplex with his salary? What's the minimum wage in Nigeria? Wicked politicians. So guys, this one has caught so many people talking. And this other person here said, if this minister or any of the politician convoy pass you, you understand the real meaning of reckless driving. So this they feel living abroad that created the menace at home. They are the ones that use those long useless queues, convoys that respect no traffic rule. So guys, these are Nigerians pouring out their anger after Mai came out to say Nigerians living abroad, that if they put in the energy they put in abroad in Nigeria, that things are going to work, but they don't. So guys, let me know what you think about this. In short, this video has really caught so many people talking. Now, see Omai's children in the UK. These people really take us for granted, honestly. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.